exploring limiting beliefs, which can be a little confronting. But the other thing about exploring limiting beliefs is that when we become liberated from these limiting beliefs, everything in life starts to change. So many of the things that challenge us in life simply have to do with our beliefs around them, our perception of them, and our perception of ourselves, which is why we started this program with our sankalpa, our positive identity statement. Because as we know, our actions are simply a mirror of who we believe we are. And I would say that we could kind of extrapolate out from that and say our interactions are also a mirror of who we believe other people are and what we believe about the world and who we are in that world and our relationships, all of this. It's just a mirror of our belief systems. And unfortunately, a lot of the beliefs that we've cultivated in our life can be quite limiting. And the yoga system spoke about this over 2,000 years ago. They had, writings and practices regarding these limiting beliefs. And the limiting beliefs in Sanskrit are called vasanas or samskaras. And much of the traditional yoga philosophy you read really speaks to that our practices have the aim of removing these samskaras or vasanas or limiting beliefs. So today we're going to focus on a practice simply called the limiting belief versus greater truth practice. And we're just going to look at a limiting belief that we have and name it and write it down. And this in and of itself sometimes can be greatly diffusing of that limiting belief, simply to put pen to paper and say, this is what I think. And you kind of look at it and you're like, well, gosh, I do think that, but the minute I write that down, I can see that that's not really true. And I can see that that's a bit of a misperception. And then that's why we have the other side of the paper that says the greater truth. And, the greater truth is simply dropping into your higher self, your greater wisdom, your bigger perspective, your observer mind, and really looking at that and saying, is that belief really true? Is that what life has shown me completely, And a lot of times just writing this out reveals that that limiting belief is not true, and you come to a greater truth. And the more you can focus on that greater truth, the more you start to live by that greater truth, and you act differently and interact differently and have different kind of relationships and jobs and all kinds of things.